3 times The Simpsons predicted the future. The Simpson is warning us about this Bible event. You probably heard conspiracy theory that Simpsons can predict everything about the future, so hear the whole thing and how they do it. Just Google about the Simpsons prediction of the future. The concept of time machine is being discussed from a long time. And the concept of time machine is so popular because people think that somewhere after going ahead, if time machine is invented, then we will be able to see the future, and by seeing the future, we will be able to predict this thing. That the events that are going to occur in future, if they are dangerous, then maybe we will be able to avoid them, because we will be knowing the future from first. This is a very big reason why the concept of time machine is discussed a lot. If I tell you a simple concept, then time machine. Through it we can see our future and be ready for our future. But what if I say that time machine is not the only way through which we can see our future? But in the world of conspiracy theories, there is one such source through which many future predictions have been done. And in today's time also we can use that source and predict the future. The people who are watching this video, many of you might think that there is no such source. And when I will tell you that in the world of conspiracy theories, this source is a cartoon series, then you will straight away tell that thing has gone mad. That all the conspiracy theories are mad. They are getting mad behind a cartoon series, and they say anything. No one can predict future from cartoon series. This is the amazing thing about conspiracy theories. That initially when you listen to these theory you feel that it is nonsense. But when slowly you start getting evidence around that theory, when you start listening to things, then slowly we start feeling somewhere that the whole world is fake. And we do not know anything about the world. But if we see, it is almost impossible that a cartoon series can predict future. If we see then, it is only possible when the writers of that cartoon series have came from future. And those writers are trying to warn us in a comedic way. They are trying to save us. Confidence in the future is what everyone dreams of. Which is the thing which can give us confidence, knowledge, and knowledge in trading can make your future very bright. It can make it very secure. You can earn a bright future. Think yourself once that this thing will be so crazy that a person comes from future. And he makes a show through which future can be predicted. How much it looks unbelievable in listening. It is that much true. Do you remember in the very first episode of this series I had told one thing? That there are many such conspiracy theories. By listening to which you will feel that what nonsense it is. But afterwards somewhere you can feel that maybe these theories are true. Somewhere very slowly start thinking about those theories, then you feel that they are true. As we had discussed 9/11s in second episode. After second episode somewhere you had started feeling that 9/11s was an inside job, it was a government plan. The Simpsons is one of the biggest and longest running show, which is going on since 1989. From 1989, this show had been much popular for its jokes. But this show, and this whole time since 1989, it has predicted many things. And they have shown it through their show to the audience, which have been true in future. And it is not that this show is going on from a very long time. And 1 or 2 things were shown in this show, which became true. You do not even have the idea that so many things have been predicted through Simpsons. The conspiracy theory around this show, I will tell you about that. But before that, it is necessary for you to know that what all predictions this show has done since this long time, since 1989, and which of them have become true. And I promise you that after listening to these predictions, you will go mad, you will hold your head and sit, that how is this possible? That how is one show able to predict so many future events again and again? The predictions that I am going to tell you, they will start becoming dark slowly, and in the end, I will tell you those predictions which Simpsons have done for the year 2024. In 1995, in 19th episode of season 6, there is this one character whose name is Lisa. She goes to a fortune teller. Lisa wanted to talk with Marge Simpson of 15 years ahead. Then Lisa also talks on a picture phone. In this show that device is called as picture phone, which is the facetime of today. I am talking this about 1995. In 1995, this technology was an imagination. But in today's time we all use this technology. We call this FaceTime. And in this same episode, only smartwatch is also shown. In 1995, there was no discussion of smartwatch, but Simpsons had shown smartwatch. And after 19 years, this invention is also done. In today's date we all use smartwatches. In one episode, only two major products of Apple were predicted. Now we will go 1 year behind. In 1990 for Simpsons had also predicted GoPro. In episode 13 of season 5, Homer Simpson had to do an investigation, in which he fits a small camera in his hat. The time at which the episode had came there was no mention of GoPro. But if we think according to today's time, search of work can be done only by a GoPro. Now I have talked about FaceTime, smartwatch, and GoPro. By listening to this you might be feeling that Rowan is talking nonsense. It does not happen like this. These are the small things, we cannot call them as predictions. Listen to me and wait for it. In one more episode of 1994, when lady is shown, who is preparing food for people. And that lady adds horse parts in the food, add the meat of horse. And she cooks that horse meat and feeds it to people, and people even do not come to know. This is the episode of 1994. In 2013 in Europe, there had been a very big scandal, which was the horse meat scandal. The horse meat scandal started in Ireland and United Kingdom in January. Since then, it has spread all around the Europe. DNA check on beef found that some products, including hamburgers, contained as much as 30% horse meat. Horse testicle bring more iron. Many meat suppliers of Europe silently, instead of their meat, they had started putting horse meat. And they had started supplying this horse meat to many restaurants and food chains. You can guess what happened next. Many restaurants and food chain of Europe had started cooking that horse meat. And they had started to sell it to their customers. Until a very long time people did not even knew that they were eating horse meat. This was a very big scandal of Europe food business. But this thing was predicted by Simpsons in 1994. It's weird because it is so specific. It could have been any other meat also, but it was horse meat. In 2007 Simpsons The Simpson Family. When this movie had came at that time people thought that it was okay. Okay is a good thing to imagine. But government will never do anything like this. Have you ever felt that the ads that you see on your social media feed are specifically targeted to you? It's almost like the app is listening to your conversation. And what happens to Katie on Instagram? You know, me and my friend were talking about a specific cruise that she went on. And just a few minutes later, an ad for that specific cruise popped up on my Instagram feed. Maybe wonder if they're not listening. How could that happen? Simpsons had told us earlier only. And somewhere they had shown us the future earlier only. That in future the government will listen to all your conversation through cell phones. As you know, the Facebook uses audio obtained from mobile devices to enrich personal information about its users. No, let me say on this. You are talking about this conspiracy theory that gets passed around, that we listen to what's going on in a microphone and use it for ads? Correct, we don't do that. So maybe wondered if they are not listening. How could that happen? And in today's time, it is not such a big issue because we all have got used to it. You yourself might have noticed that we sit near the cell phone and talk anything. We discuss any topic, and the ads regarding that topic starts to come on our phone automatically when people had started to notice this thing. Then there had been a lot of issue, but slowly we all have became used to this thing. It does not make much difference to us, we are okay with it. That our phone is listening to all the conversation, then let it do, there is no problem. Slowly, we have became used to all these things. But Simpsons had told this thing very early. That government will listen to all our conversations in future. And they will try to monitor us through all the ways. And in US there was Patriot Act also, and I have already told about this in episode 2. Alright, here is the cell phone story that you have been waiting for. Cell phone users, be aware, Big Brother may be listening. The Federal Bureau of Investigation can now hear everything you say, even when the cell phone is turned off. Just think yourself for once, that whatever we talk, ads start coming regarding that. Whether it is a car, or house, or cat food, anything, we talk about anything, and we start getting ads in our phone. How does this happen? Because obviously our phones are listening everything. Simpsons had predicted this thing much earlier. By listening to all these, you might feel that predicting all these things is not a big thing. Then you should be prepared, because whatever I am going to tell you ahead, that will spoil your brain. In episode 16 of season 25, Football World Cup is shown in The Simpsons. And the final match of that World Cup is shown, which is between Brazil and Germany, and in that episode Germany wins. Guess what had happened in the Football World Cup after that? Over here I was also moved a bit. How is this possible? Football World Cup is being predicted. Simpsons had already shown that Germany will win. And they had also shown that which was the opposition team. That in the final the match will be between Brazil and Germany only. And by listening to the predictions ahead, you will genuinely feel that maybe the writers of Simpsons are from future only. Because they already know about all the events of future. And the writers of show keep on putting the future events somewhere in the show. In 2012, Simpsons had shown that Lady Gaga has got her own headliner show on Super Bowl. Just go and see once how Simpsons had shown. How will the Lady Gaga perform on Super Bowl's headliner show? This thing was shown in 2012, and guess what had happened in 2017? This is crazy, like this much accurate, so much accurate. I don't think so anyone would have done so much accurate prediction. Donald Trump being president also was predicted by Simpson, and it's so accurate. Because in the episode 17 of season 11 in 2002, they have shown the same thing, that Donald Trump will be the president. You can see the visuals, it's the same, so much accurate prediction. How it can be, I don't get it. It was predicted in 2002 that Donald Trump will become president, and it happened much later. Around 2016 to 2017, over here I had gone mad because Super Bowl, football, and GoPro. Till here everything was okay. Till here I was not taking these things seriously. But Simpsons had predicted president. How is this possible? How is this possible? And it is okay about predicting the president. And along with that, Simpsons had also predicted Nobel Prize winner, accurately, with name. In 2010 season 22 and episode 1, it is shown that Bengt Holmström wins the Nobel Prize for economics. This was there in the episode of Simpsons, but this came true in 2016. In economics, exactly the same way as it was shown in The Simpsons show, people think that Donald Trump becoming president and this Nobel Prize are the biggest predictions that Simpsons have done. I will tell you personally, which I feel is the biggest prediction of Simpson, which is insane. Higgs boson or God particle, you might have listened to his name. If you have ever been a science student, or if you are interested in science, then you might have listened to these two terms. Those who do not have idea about Higgs boson and God particle, I'll try to tell them in a very simple language that what are both the things. First, we were taught that there are electrons, protons, and neutrons, which together create everything. What all is around us is due to electrons, protons, and neutrons. Earlier a theory was given that in atoms there is something other than electrons, protons, and neutrons, which gives mass to atoms. There is something in atoms due to which atoms get mass. And the thing about which we are talking over here, due to which atoms get mass, it was named as Higgs boson. The idea of Higgs boson was given in 1964. The theory, which I have told about, was given in 1964. And from 1964 scientists are trying to find out an equation through which they can find out the value or mass of Higgs boson. This I am explaining you in the most simple language. In 1998, in episode 2 of season 10, it is shown that Homer Simpson becomes a scientist, and Homer Simpson on many scientific topics, including Higgs boson he is studying, and he is working on that. And in that episode Homer Simpson's blackboard is shown on that there are many scientific equations. And between all those equations there is one equation of the Higgs boson. Homer Simpson has written down one such equation through which Higgs boson value can be decided. In 2012, after many years, scientists spent crores of rupees for their scientific research and make one particle accelerator. That particle accelerator is used through which they can derive an equation, through which the value of Higgs boson can be calculated. The science student will not believe in whatever I am telling now. After making that whole particle accelerator, and after spending crore of rupees, scientists had finally derived an equation through which Higgs boson value can be calculated, the equation that scientists had derived in 2012 that was almost a replica of the equation which was there in that episode of Simpsons, the one which Homer Simpson had written on his blackboard. The Simpsons, one of the most important of science history. Scientific equation, and predicted before years. Scientific equation, the God particle. This thing had spoiled my mind, because I don't understand why people are not taking this thing seriously. How is this possible? How can a cartoon series predict a scientific equation for which scientists have spent crore of rupees? This is the ultimate proof that the writers of Simpson are from future. And this is the very conspiracy theory I was going to talk about. The conspiracy theory is that the Simpson writers are from future, because they are slowly putting all the events of future in one episode. From so many years, and there have been so many predictions through Simpson. It's unbelievable. How is one cartoon show going on predicting future events? There was one more scary prediction. That was of 9/11s that we had also discussed in the last episode. The terrorist attack of 9/11 was also predicted by Simpsons. So basically, if I explain it to you, in brief, there are two conspiracy theories around The Simpsons show. The first conspiracy theory is that the whole show of The Simpsons, it's a way of predictive programming. I have already told you about predictive programming. The Simpsons is one of the world's longest show. And in that, already many things have been shown to the audience, which can somewhere be the part of predictive programming. And the second theory is that the writers of Simpsons, they are from future. And they are showing many future events through this show, through which we can be ready for them. Because so many predictions being correct, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And do you know what is the most dangerous thing? Simpsons have done some predictions for 2024 also. Donald Trump becomes president. Robots start to replace human workers. Get up everybody, it's World War III. World War III. Colonization of Mars. Let's start off with a joke. I got one. What is the difference between Pakistan and pancake? I don't know any pancakes that were nuked by India. To be continued.